In this video, I will demonstrate how to turn a panoramic image into a globe image using Adobe Photoshop. So this is Colorado Springs. This is my after, and here's my before. So if you're familiar, this is Pikes Peak and Garden of the Gods. And if you don't have a panoramic image similar to this one, go grab your cell phone and head out and take a photograph of a panoramic viewpoint. And you can always come in and do some cropping, but just try to capture an image as much as you can going across from left to right or right to left. But you want to pay attention as your cell phone is telling you to keep it straight. You want to have a nice straight horizon line, and we can adjust that in Photoshop. And you also want to have blue sky all the way around. If you have where the sky gets cut off in one portion of it, it might change the overall effect. So try your best to pick an image that has straight horizon line and blue sky all around. So I'm going to do that with this image here, and this is an image of some volcanoes in Chile. And I'm going to first crop, and I have water down here, and I want the water at one end to connect to the other end. So I'm going to crop, and I will crop off this left side until that water starts to match up. I do need some clouds, but I don't need that much of the sky going through, so I think this will be fine. So I will accept that. Oh, I want to make sure it's straight. So while I'm still in crop mode, I'm going to click on the straighten tool. I'm going to go based off of the water, and sometimes when you're doing a panorama, it does get a little wavy, that horizon line. So we're just going to try to straighten it as much as possible. Not sure if that made much of a difference, but I'll accept it. Because if the horizon line is not straight, when we wrap it around to make the globe shape, the horizon line isn't going to match up with the other side. Okay, we're going to take the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to copy over this part, and you can actually do the left side or the right side. You'll see in a moment why we're doing this, because the blue of the sky over here does not match the blue of the sky over here. So we're going to select this part using that rectangular marquee tool. We're going to duplicate this layer, so you can do Command J or Control J, and it has duplicated my selection in that layer. And it's automatically saving my work for me. That's very nice. And make sure you are saving your before and your after as separate PSD files. Okay, now with that duplicated layer selected, we're going to flip it. So you're going to come up to Edit, Transform, and then we will flip horizontally. Okay, so it has flipped. Now I'm going to grab my Move tool, and I will select that layer and shift it over to the left side and drop it there. Okay, next I'm going to take a brush, and the size of your brush is up to you. The defaulted general brush is fine, and you want it to have 0 hardness, so a nice soft brush. You can play around with the modes for this step. Darker, I think, actually works pretty nicely, but you're going to try to match up the two sides and fool us into thinking that the sky is the same all the way through the picture. We're going to make a mask. Over here, you're going to click on that button, and it has made our mask for us. Okay. So now, oh, there we go. Got to double check to make sure black is on top of the white. And as I come through, I'm trying to get rid of this line. However, there is such a big difference between these two colors. I could try a different blend mode. I can try to darken. That's okay. And the other thing I can do is play around with opacity. If I want to bring any of this darkness back, I do the flippy arrows. Go back to normal, and I can bring some of that darkness back into it. So you'll take some time to work with your brush. It's not as easy as I want it to be. And just try your best to try to hide that line as much as possible. Now this sky up here is so different. I'll show you in the next steps after we make the globe how to do a better job of hiding that. But for right now, I'm just gonna try to work quickly so we can move you on to the next step. The next thing that we want to do is we're gonna flatten all of these layers over here. And you can do Command or Control, Shift, and E, and it will flatten it all into one layer. And then you're going to want to flip this image. So you're gonna go to Image, Image Rotation, and you'll flip vertical to turn it upside down. And then we're going to go to Image, Image Size. We're going to resize this. We're going to work with pixels and resize it to 2150 by 2150. Now, if this automatically changes the height, you need to unlink those two. We want it to be square, so each one of those needs to be 2150. So just unlink it, click OK, and it's going to turn it into a square, which actually by itself looks really cool. Okay, last step is we're going to go up to Filter. We're going to distort polar coordinates. We want to make sure rectangular to polar is selected. We're going to click OK. Cool. Now I can zoom into it and see, kind of close, not exactly. Here's where we're going to use a couple more tools to do some touch-ups. Hopefully yours blended perfectly and you don't have to do this next step. But if you're like me, we need to trick it into looking more like a solid globe. So we have this smudge tool here. It's really fun. And you just click and drag. You can drag from right to left and left to right. And we're just trying to blend these together a bit better. The other thing I want to show you is this seam right here. To do that, I really like the clone stamp tool instead of the blend tool. Because this is nature, I'm very lucky. I can just alt click and then copy and paste over. And then for the water here, I might also want to alt click and carry this way. And then another thing that I find that helps sort of trick this is to rotate it, because we know that this is the seam. So if we go to Image, Image Rotation, Flip Canvas, Vertical, there we go. So for some reason, putting the seam down on the bottom, to my mind, helps hide it a bit better. So I can still come back with my smudge tool and do a little bit of more smudging. I could also maybe clone stamp this to blend that a bit more evenly. But otherwise, for the circular globe part of this, I think this turned out really cool. And now it's time to save our work. So go to File, Save As, and I save it in my Creative Cloud files in a folder for this class, renaming it my first name, last initial, underscore. This is unit 03.3, and this is a Pano to globe image. I'll save it as Photoshop document, and then go back to File, Save As, and change the format to a JPEG for my website. And that is how you turn a panoramic image into a globe image in Adobe Photoshop.